My people, what's happening? We're back on the third eye review. Spring is getting here. It's still a little cold, but you know the movies is on fire right now. So we're about to break down what I seen this weekend. It was a hot start into the April, but May's looking to come strong. So we're about to break down the Beau is Afraid. Went and saw that Thursday night for the 420. On the Friday, I went and caught the new Evil Dead Rise. And then I caught on the back glimpse of it while I was in theaters of Scream 6. So we're going to break down all these films a little bit and why you should go see them. And spoiler-free reviews. This is how the Third Eye does it. So make sure you tune in and let's get ready to break down these movies. My people, what's up? What's happening? Back on the Third Eye review. I know it's been a couple weeks. Hope you guys caught in and tuned in to that John Wick review along with some other reviews. I think it was all the movies I caught so far. And we're just going to keep that going a little bit. And then I have another episode out this week that's what I've been watching on Amazon and all that stuff because the movie's just been hot. So I've been in there a lot lately. So we're going to go ahead and break it down. We'll talk about the Evil Dead Rise first since it's hot and the box office was kind of killing that this week. So went and caught the Evil Dead Rise. Wasn't a bad flick. Go ahead and say that this is the first Evil Dead Rise I've watched out of any of all the series. So I'm gonna critique it a little bit. With me, I like good movies, especially, being 25 and stuff, coming up on Paranormal Activity, Insidious and stuff. I'm looking for, to be legit scared and stuff. So haven't really had a lot of horror movies do that in a long time. So Evil Dead Rise, when it was coming out with the first trailers and stuff, I was like feeling like, oh yeah, man, I gotta go see that because it looks scary. So on the finally getting into the theaters and stuff and seeing the film, kind of didn't just wrap around just being scared shitless out of my pants. Does not take away from the film at all. One A+ thing about the film is some awesome ass gore scenes. Like I love gore and blood and stuff. So they definitely had some well credited scenes towards that, and it was shot very well. So thumbs up to that. But just the way the story wrapped up and how like whatever it is the Evil Dead Rise comes about, I just wasn't really feeling it. And I know you don't always have to have that real feeling to a horror movie, because a lot of things are fake. But you still like to kind of feel intrigued and make some things believable that has you kind of drawn to the screen more because once you're like, oh man, that's kind of like bullshit or fake, you're kind of just drawn away from the screen. But the killing aspect of Evil Dead Rise kept me drawn in for sure. And yeah, it was a fun flick. Definitely get out in the films and go see it. I'm sure you guys that have watched all the Evil Deads before would be a way much bigger fan than I am. And I'll probably be a much bigger fan once I go back and watch those and catch up and then watch this for a second time. Definitely probably when it's out of theaters. But yeah, it's not a bad film at all. Not a bad film whatsoever. I think it made a little over 25 million for the weekend box office. So yeah, it's gonna do good. And I think this is kind of what the Evil Dead production side of things was kind of thinking. Let's just get a movie out here for these fans because it's been a while and stuff, and just kind of make it killing spree-ish. So yeah, get out there and go see it and bring a review upon that for yourself. The last movie I caught of the three was the Scream 6. I was looking forward to this because as soon as Scream came out, I was just one of them guys. I'm not really a big Scream fan. I haven't seen it since my teenage days. It was coming out on MTV like week to week. So I'm aware of the story, but it's just never appealed to me. Like, oh yeah, I want to go see that Scream. Like other movies like Beau is Afraid and Avatar and stuff like that. Like stuff that I want to see, but still got to go see it. I liked it. It's a good, really cat and mouse movie of the Ghostface. One of the more intrigued ones, Ghostface is just super intense, with trying to come about, and he's relocated to a different city, but he's still following the same girls that have been abroad in the series and stuff. And that's kind of what Scream is getting to, the family oriented like stuff, and kind of Ghostface passing down what he has in the past years and stuff. And you'll get to know like why I say that once you watch the movie and stuff. But it's a good film. If you like the Scream series, I think it's something good to tap into. I think I like the Hereditary storyline that they're going with. So I mean, yeah, it's smart marketing on the Scream side, because if they keep, rebranding the Scream face and who it is, and making it a new killer and stuff, Ghostface could really live on forever. So yeah, I mean, Scream is definitely an irrelevant movie, and I'm glad I got to catch it in theaters before it was out on HBO or something. That probably would have took my view on it a lot less, because I didn't see it in the big screen. I feel like big screen definitely enhances things a lot more, especially with like intense killings and stuff, with like intense drama packed films and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely glad I caught Scream in the theaters, and it done well in the box office. Came out March 10th, but it's definitely killing. Done well over what it was supposed to make. So I could see a seventh one coming in the future. Probably like, I wouldn't say 2024, but 2025 and stuff. Make it a little more amped up, because like the way the Scream was killing in this movie, I could see them just turning it up a little bit more, because now as movie fans, like we've seen all the stuff within series and stuff. So if they're gonna keep a series alive like Scream and stuff, they got to make a twist and make it a little more intense. It's gonna make us as viewers like, oh, okay, I can sit here for this, and I'm here for this as it keeps going on. That's something that's been brewing up since 1997. So yeah, the Scream movie was good. I think I gave it a 3.5, maybe a 4 out of 5, just on the storyline plot of it. Jenna Ortega's acting just was a little like out of whack from that. Like just seeing her in Wednesday into that, I just felt like she wasn't in the role as much. Like she is, but it's just like not like how I enjoy Jenna Ortega. So that's kind of what took away more from my 5-star view on the movie. But it's definitely a good movie to go see in the film. And the last but not least, we are going to talk about The Beau is Afraid. This movie's kind of hard to talk about because there's just so much going on within the film. So I'm just going to start it off by like, please just go and see the movie. Ari Aster is a great, turning into one of my favorite directors in the cinema world. Has 2 prior movies to this one, Hereditary and Midsommar. I would definitely encourage you watching those before going to see Beau is Afraid, because you'll get the routine that Ari kind of shoots his movies in, and like not the humor, but like, the dark side of it, and then kind of like portraying it to yourself and stuff, and the way he shoots with camera shots and stuff. If you watch Hereditary and Midsommar, you'll kind of be like, okay, I get where this guy's going. He's definitely meant to be in the cinema world with like the Christopher Nolans, the Scorseses and stuff like that in that conversation. So he's definitely a beautiful, like he shoots a beautiful picture. So walking into Beau is Afraid on 420, I already had this plan. Like when I seen the preview back in the theaters a couple months ago, it was probably, during a Great Shrooms trip. And I was like, seeing that, I was probably peeking. I was like, man, I got to go see that on Shrooms too. So this is how that played out. I've been having this plan for, about 3 months. Like, I'm going to go see Beau is Afraid off 8 to Shrooms. And, man, it's not for everybody. Don't go see it off 8 to Shrooms. Indulge, do whatever you do. Don't go see it sober, because it's kind of a lot to handle and put your nerves at ease a little bit. But man, it's just a lot to handle. Beau is, I would say, is schizophrenic, schizophrenic. He has a lot of like not phobias, but just like, he just skits about everything, the world, the people, like makes his interaction off and stuff. So he's actually set out on the venture to go see his mom's for the anniversary of his father's death. So, Beau hasn't met his father and stuff, so he's obviously shooken up about that and stuff. You'll get to learn about that as the movie goes on and stuff. And but this journey is just a lot to Beau to just make it out the house to go see his mom. So you'll see as the movie starts, he talks with his therapist, and he's talking about the journey going there and visiting his mom and stuff, and feeling a little bit guilty because this is the only time he makes it see his mom because of what he thinks of the world and getting outside and stuff. And so he feels a little bit guilty inside. But, as we get to learn about Beau's problems throughout the movie, that's when the movie grows more within the audience sitting there. So it's just a lot to explain because, as someone that deals with anxiety and like schizophrenia and all that stuff, like we really don't know what they have going on in their head. So this is a big movie to go see because you have to lay eyes on everything on the screen that's going on, because we're in Beau's POV, like someone with true anxiety. So you really have to sit down and process and think outside of yourself to really understand like what's going on, to know what's real, what's not real within the movie, to be in Beau's world, because that's what Beau is, how he's living on a day-to-day basis. He don't know what's real. He don't know what to believe. He thinks people's out to get him and stuff. So it's actually a lot to handle. And as the movie wraps up and stuff, and we get towards the end and introduced to his mother and stuff, and what she and how she, how she portrays how Beau is and how his mental being is and stuff, it makes the handle on the movie a lot. Makes you sit within yourself a lot, and I left the theater thinking about the movie, for like all weekend, and I seen it on Thursday, and I'm actually going back tonight, and I'm recording this on the Monday to watch it for a second time, because I just can't process my head around it. I think like I know I get the aspect of the movie and it's done well, but everyone, once they watch this movie, is going to have a different view on it, because some people don't deal with anxiety. People that deal with anxiety, it might be a lot for them to handle, but they'll get the aspect of the movie, and everyone's not Beau, so we're all going to see things differently. But we get to truly experience a dark comedy. Like things are funny, but they're not. But they're funny in the aspect of like how it is in the world today. Like seeing how Beau sees it and portraying it to the world today, because Beau sees everything and people in the world like out to get him times 100. Like if someone was out looking for you, Beau sees it as like it can happen like right now. So it's just a crazy thing it's a crazy movie to take in, and you just have to be very open-minded and aware of like all the things going on in the movie, and very aware of like Beau's situation and when he's coherent and during the movie and stuff, and like not going crazy, not tripping and stuff, to know like what's real and what's not real, because that's kind of what you think at the end of the movie. Like, is everything even real? Like, like how does Beau know what's real and stuff? And I don't know, it's a lot to handle, and I can't wait to talk about it more within its own podcast in a couple of weeks after I watch it a second time. So I'm actually going tonight, and it'll be the second time. But please go see Beau's Afraid. It's my favorite movie that's been out in theaters so far for 2023. And it reminds me a lot of The Truman Show. So I would say like it's The Truman Show times 1,000, like he thinks he knows what's going on until he finds out what's going on. And that's kind of like what's happening to Beau. He thinks he's conditioned with something until it's all brought to light and he sees it from a different view. So, is it all in his head? Is it all real? We don't know. Like, just go see for yourself. It's a great movie. And I seriously just want to thank Ari Aster for bringing a movie like that to the cinema. And it's crazy that a lot of these theaters in Missouri aren't showing it. But I understood it after watching it, because like I don't think the person with anxiety could sit through that movie all the way, because it's really going to self-resonate and make you probably think about some things, like, I don't know, like coping, like maybe with some medicine or something, or I don't know. But it's a dark comedy for sure. Like some spots are dark and home touching, but like and some spots are funny, because we look at it all as being funny in the world as one. So just please go see it and take your own view of the movie for sure. But it's a movie for an open-minded person, and if you're not into movies that are 3 hours long for you to be thinking super hard at the end, do not go see this movie. Just don't waste your time. But if you are and are open-minded to the cinema world and how someone can bring a movie to you and let you in your mind of watching a movie determine what it is, then this is a film for you. And I thank Ari Aster for that. And yeah, man, so finished Snowfall and stuff. So I might have Snowfall is officially done. So I might have probably run that down here soon in a couple of weeks, and like why you should watch Snowfall and stuff. But one of the better series I've watched in a long time. Ghost. I think Ghost still has a one up on that, because how everything's wrapped from Power and all that, the endings and stuff. I'm just okay. Like Snowfall still has me thinking like, damn, like I wish, like now I would have wished another way, but it has me okay with how it went out. So because everyone always don't have to get their their ends wrapped up and whatever. They can just be okay without, and that's kind of what Snowfall did, and I was okay with that. It just makes you be like, damn, but I was okay with it, thinking a day later and all that stuff. So Snowfall, make sure you watch 50 Cent's Power shows, and yeah, we'll start getting to some more TV shows here soon in the next couple weeks, and what I'm watching on Netflix and stuff. Because I honestly like have just been watching movies here and there. But if you check my letterbox out, like all my reviews have been from the theaters and stuff. So you're gonna have to get out to the theaters to see like what films I've been reviewing. So I'm gonna stay at that, and if it's hot, it's probably been watched, and I'm in the theaters all the time. So make sure you're tuned into the Third Eye Review. Make sure you sign up for the BetterHelp.com/thebarn for your 10% off your therapy needs and your online therapist. It's a great setup, so you can get on there and set up with a therapist from online and different categories and stuff. So make sure you go sign up at the BetterHelp.com/thebarn for your 10% off. And yeah, make sure you follow The Barn on all platforms. This is where the Third Eye Review drops. And I thank all my followers from Instagram to Facebook and all that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the podcast, share the Instagram page, and just keep in tune. Send me some movies to watch and all that stuff. And yeah, let's just keep it going, baby. It's the summer and we're hot and we're rolling. The Third Eye.